Hey everyone, on the eve of the first meeting of the Southern Nevada Tourism and Infrastructure Committee, where stadium recommendations are actually being considered, and for action or possible action, Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman issued a letter that can only be described as a shot right between the eyes of Las Vegas Sands, because she wants the stadium in downtown Las Vegas, which I think is a great idea, on what is come to be called the Cashman site. Let me read to you the letter in full that Mayor Goodman has had placed on the website for the September 15th meeting today of the Southern Nevada Tourism and Infrastructure Committee. September 12th, 2016. Now, keep in mind, that was just Monday that this was written. Mr. Steve Hill, not only was it written on Monday, it wasn't even posted on that day. It wasn't even posted on Tuesday. It wasn't posted until Wednesday. They held this back, they being the SNTIC staff that runs the website. They held back presenting this so that media wouldn't see this, but I digress. This is addressed to Stephen Hill, the Executive Director of the Nevada Governor's Office of Economic Development. Dear Mr. Hill, in follow-up to the September 8th meeting of the Southern Nevada Tourism and Infrastructure Committee, SNTIC, I would like to provide comments regarding the current deal structure of the public-private partnership being set forth for the proposed NFL stadium, as well as comments regarding the proposed draft stadium authorization legislation. The following are the most significant comments regarding the project and legislation. 1. As discussed by the committee, the issue of proportional financial participation via the hotel tax is critical. At this point, all cost estimates have been developed by the stadium development team without any confirmation by independent third-party representatives of the committee. As constructed, the current deal structure could result in a project whereby the development team's participation is reduced drastically, but keeping the public hotel tax contribution at $750 million. 2. The general obligation backstopping of bond debt under the presented funding scenario carries significant risk going forward. What she means there, basically, backstopping means that if the bonds default, Clark County has to pay. Remember when I kept talking about that early on, that the Stadium Authority documents left Clark County with the responsibility of being on the hook for $750 million? That's what she's talking about. The assumptions are built on variable, increasing annual debt payments and 2% appreciation of the hotel tax revenue base. One only needs to look back at the last 15 years of hotel tax performance to see two instances where there were significant drops in hotel tax performance. One immediately after 9/11 and the other during the recent Great Recession. Greater projections need to be built into the deal to reduce the likelihood of exercising the general obligation backing, thereby putting burden on general taxpayers. We suggest including a revenue bond option in addition to general obligation backing. That's problematic because a revenue bond is such that the investment bank's going to ask for a backstop anyway, and it's going to turn right back to the general fund. Just saying. As both of the issues above address financial aspects of the project, there is also the need to create a board structure that separates the fiduciary obligation of the board as to funding and related financial operations from the technical aspects of overseeing development and operations of the facility. There should not be development team representation on the board that oversees the public's fiduciary obligation to the project. And here's why I'm laughing. Because I stated early on, 2 months ago, that the Stadium Authority, if passed without change, would result in the most powerful one of its kind in the United States, with the development team on the board and being able to design the tax increment financing lines anywhere it wanted to, any way it wanted to, including adding its own properties, that being Las Vegas Sands. It was an outrageous land grab and power grab. Mayor Goodman recognized that. Good for Mayor Goodman. She continues here. There should be a separation of functions within the board. Other stadium authorities have public-private boards where the fiduciary responsibilities are carved out for public representatives, and all other measures are considered by the entire public-private board. This is why we have advocated for state, county, and city representation. 4. The city should be represented on the stadium authority via its mayor. 2 board positions should be added, one representing the largest city in Clark County, the city of Las Vegas, and one to represent on a rotating basis the other cities in the county. It is my understanding that this language had been drafted and would refer to such. There are other aspects of the draft stadium authority legislation for which we offer the following more detailed comments. Section 16. There should be an operating agreement in addition to the development agreement and license or lease. This will separate out the duties of the team from use and operations. Section 16. Should we consider minor hiring requirements? Section 16.3. There should be a recognition of lease renewals and some language to deal with change of ownership and percentage control by foreign entities. Otherwise, this is being left to the NFL to decide. Section 18.1. Section 18, excuse me. I understand there is a waterfall for holding back revenues for operating and capital reserves, but there is no discussion of a budget process and approval of expenditures. Section 20. A significant rationale could be made for a refinancing extension of the debt for any number of good reasons. A downturn in the economy, significant capital improvements and renovations. Section 21. Why not include the potential for more than one project, such as Major League Soccer or AAA baseball? Section 21 again. $2 million annually for the authority should be a not to exceed amount, but seems high to start. It is, and this just grows over time. The stadium authority should determine the needed budget amount. Section 23. Concern about a preferred return. A well-conceived and developed project should provide such upfront and ongoing via operations without committing to an amount. Section 26. Could the legislation allow for collegiate and Major League Soccer if the NFL project doesn't move forward? As the city has previously stated, she continues, we believe the most appropriate site for the project, which will fully address the public's return on investment of $750 million in hotel tax support, or which could lead to a reduced project cost and potentially less hotel tax support needed, is Cashman Center. The SNTIC should fulfill its fiduciary obligation to the community by locating the project in an area where the most positive change and impact will occur at the lowest possible cost. Sincerely, Carolyn G. Goodman, Mayor, Las Vegas. Someone gets it. Mayor Goodman gets it. Bravo, Mayor Goodman. Bravo, Mayor Goodman. Wow.